Yeah, so if you look here, you notice how you centered it?
Oh, okay, that's what I did.
Now,
Oh.
the other thing that we're going to talk about is alignment. Now, is everybody familiar with what that is all about, alignment?
Yes, like left, right, or center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you know that
Oh, I can just see it.
so I must have hit that by
Yes.
accident?
Yes.
I didn't even know it. Oh, okay.
Or you hit Control E.
Oh.
Control E is another hotkey to center something.
Oh.
So everybody open up a Word document. If you have this, well, you've already got that open. So Rhea, open up a Word document from your documents folder.
Have you one or?
No, we can work with this one.
I only have, I only have this one.
Yeah, let's open that one.
Okay. So can I transfer all these onto a different file and then to like retransfer it into a different file so I can open them up and work on them again?
No, once they're in PDF, you can't transfer them back
Oh.
because it's closed. The formatting's been finalized.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I have to do them all over again.
You can't even copy and paste it.
No, well, I mean, there is a way, but you have to pay the 10 grand to get the full version, which is called the Adobe Acrobat Professional. But you can hack that, and then, but see, usually you can't, but there is a way to make it so that you can copy without having to pay for the full version. It's just not standard.
Oh.
So there is a way, but it doesn't copy the formatting properly.
Okay.
But it's only in certain cases that it is possible, and even in the cases it is possible, it won't work properly. So
Okay.
the easy answer is no, instead of, yeah.
No, instead of yeah. Okay.
Right.
That makes.
Actually, now do you have, Rhea's document that she's working on, can you guys open that document? Because that would be better for us to work on right now.
What is that one?
We called it my first document.
Oh.
I think it was the first one where we were doing the quick brown. Yeah, and so we put that into your documents folder, and we called it my first document.
And I moved it and thought I moved it because I made a flyer for a folder for this class. Maybe did I move it?
Yeah,
Or
it's probably
maybe
under.
it's in this one.
Yeah, that's it. So open up the Word document so that everybody can have that open.
Okay.
Now, Rhea,
Yes.
does everybody remember how to zoom in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to zoom into the document.
So press Control and scroll.
Control and scroll, that's right.
Oh.
So we want to have it so that we're zoomed into the first page with just a little bit of gray on the left and the right.
You can also
Yes,
use,
so you can see it.
and you can also use this down here, right?
Yeah, you can. There's also a view bar at the bottom right, a scroller bar in the very bottom right, in the view on the monitor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so right in here, there's also a scroller thing. Yeah, that thing. That's another way to change your view, and you can also do it from the file menu. And so for any given task, there's probably at least 4 different ways of doing it.
Okay.
So now, do you remember how to use the navigation keys? So if I wanted to put your cursor to the end of the line, what's the hotkey to get the cursor to the end of the line?
Oh my
Control at
gosh.
the end.
That's the end of the document.
Oh.
So remember, Control gives the keys more power.
Enter.
So,
Oh, it's just end.
yeah, it's just end. So when you look at your cursor, so we're not putting any paragraph information in here, we're just going to move the cursor around. So knowing how to move the cursor around with the navigation keys is going to be very important. So the home key, try hitting the home key. So the home key should be moving your cursor to the beginning of the line.
Okay. I don't know what the
So use your keyboard here, Rhea, because it's better.
Yes.
You can ignore this because laptops are horrible for word processing. So we've got home here.
Right.
So these are the navigation keys. This whole section is called the navigation keys.
Thanks.
Yeah, no
You told me this last time.
Well, yeah, it's good to review it. So you can see that home puts your cursor to the beginning, and then if you hit end, it puts your cursor to the end.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I wanted you to remember was that when we talked about highlighting, we talked about shift. It means highlight range.
Mhm.
So shift also means start highlighting. So if you're holding the shift key, then wherever you move the cursor to will start highlighting. So in other words, everybody hit the end key. So make sure your cursor's at the end. Now hold shift and then hit the home key. So that would be a way to highlight a line. Because wherever the cursor moves from and where it moves to, it will highlight if you're holding the shift key.
Oh.
So shift does mean start highlighting.
And I wanna go to, okay, yeah, that was one of my questions, how can I take just the sentence out of the middle and highlight the whole thing?
Yes, exactly. Now keep holding the shift again and then use the arrow down key.
And then it highlights it.
Well, when you're using the arrow down key, it's going to highlight from where the cursor is to where you move it to.
Oh.
Now this is the way things were done in the DOS days before there was a mouse.
It took the highlighting off my top one though.
Well, that's because your cursor was there.
Yeah.
So it goes from where your cursor is to where you move it to.
Okay.
So you remember how to select the paragraph with the
Yeah.
quickest way?
3 clicks.
Yeah, so triple click. So find your second paragraph. So highlight your second paragraph.
Oh, the second
Yeah, if you can find your second paragraph, just highlight it.
Mine?
I think you're right clicking, Rhea.
Oh, I am.
Oh, so it's a,
Oh. So,
that's okay, you gotta remember right click gives you more options. So right click is the option key.
get everything. Okay, and the other one's something else, which I know, but I forgot.
Right. So
Sorry.
now what I want you to do is center that second paragraph. So how do you center the paragraph? That's called justification.
Okay, so
So you know what the 4 different types of justification are called?
Left,
Yeah.
center, right. I don't know what the other one is.
And then there's the last type of justification is called full justification, which is what you would see in a book where the text lines up on the left and on the right. But I want your second paragraph to be centered, and then the third paragraph, try right aligning it to the right. So you can try right alignment. And remember, you have to highlight these before you apply them.
okay.
Oh,
And so this is your second paragraph, so triple click on that.
This. Oh, okay. On this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Now, just use the center option.
Okay.
Now these are the justifications here. So that second one is the one, and if you hold your mouse over it, it even tells you what it is.
Oh.
So you can see that's centered.
Well, it was. Oh, there we go.
And notice that it shows you the hotkey for each of these.
Yes.
It's good to remember. Like I memorize these hotkeys because I use them when I'm, writing documents.
right.
And that's Control E is center.
Okay.
Now for the third paragraph, I want you to right align the third paragraph.
Right align.
Yeah, in other words, the justification is so that all of the words line up on the right, and you
Oh.
can see that.
Oh, I thought you said right align, but you meant right alignment.
Yeah, I've got to be good with my. You've got to take my words.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so now you've got the third paragraph highlighted. That's right, and so right align the third paragraph. Perfect.
Okay.
Now I know that you have a fourth paragraph too.
Okay.
So find the fourth paragraph and try full justification on that paragraph. That's the one that I think you underlined?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Now full justification. Now notice what happened with Rhea is that this happens where your ribbons, you've got to be on the home ribbon
Okay.
because that's where all your main functions are. We haven't really talked about the other ribbons yet, but the home ribbon, that's where all the most important functions are. So in there, under the paragraph settings, you can see there's a full justification option there.
So justify.
Yeah, full justify.
Okay.
And you click once.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay.
So that makes sense, because if you were to write a document letter to the editor, or if you're in the newspaper, you notice the columns,
Yeah.
they always line up on both the left and the right. It just looks better.
Yeah, it looks better.
So it has to actually stretch some of the letters in a very subtle way that you wouldn't notice
Oh.
to make them fit, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so now you've got that fourth paragraph highlighted, or if you don't, highlight that fourth paragraph that you fully justified, and then try indenting it twice. So do a double indent, see if you can figure that out.
that's last time.
I just hit my tab key.
Yeah, that works.
Is
Yeah.
that what you would do?
You could use a tab key to indent, yes. As long as you've got something highlighted, the tab key is an indent instead of a tab.
Oh, what's
Oh,
where's
so and the
tab?
whole paragraph,
That's what you clicked on, this is the tab key.
Yeah.
the whole paragraph that we,
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So indent it twice. So when you have something highlighted, like a paragraph, then the tab key means indent and not tab.
okay, so is this indented
Yes, that's indented.
twice? Is that
And then-
twice? Okay.
and sometimes there is a dot in front.
Oh, is it indented? Yeah, see, you've got it centered.
Oh.
Do the full justification again, which is there.
Oh,
Yeah, click on that, just once, because those only need to click once. And then this one here.
Done it.
See, that's indent right there. That's one way of indenting. The other way to indent is to use the tab key.
What do you mean double, though?
You can do it twice,
Oh,
so it indents it double, as a
Oh.
double indent.
okay.
Oh, so we have indent up on this ribbon?
Yeah, and then there's indent is also in the ribbon, which is right there, you can see. And when you hold the mouse over something, it tells you what it is.
Well,
What were you
mine
doing?
is not really good.
Yeah, that's it right there. Increase indent, or you can decrease the indent. So look to the one to the left. So the one to the left is a decrease indent. Yeah, exactly. So try decreasing your indent one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So notice you can decrease the indent as well. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Okay. So that's how you indent. Because there's different paragraphs that should be indented and some shouldn't be. If it's a quote, you would indent it, but you would also make it italicized. So do you remember how to do the italicize?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So one of these, oh, it's Control I. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And so whatever's highlighted,
There.
it'll apply it to.
It's easier than looking up here, I guess.
So now that you've got that paragraph italicized and indented, I want you to cut that paragraph, so try cutting that and then pasting it at the very end of the document.
Indent it twice and
Yeah, and then italicize. And then cut the paragraph.
And do you want us to use like the hotkeys?
Yeah,
or
use the
here?
hotkeys because
Control X.
Oops.
Oh,
yeah,
control.
I didn't use the hot.
Control X, right?
Well, what's-
Now, how do you,
What would control C be then?
Control C is
Oh, it's
copy.
copy.
So Control X, it means cut that paragraph and then put it at the end of the document. Best way to get to the end is to Control N, it's instant.
Control N.
Otherwise, you're probably wasting your time scrolling and dragging.
Control X.
Control D. Yeah.
Yeah, so Control X is cut. Control N means end of the document, where end key by itself just means end of line.
Oh,
So then if you hit Control N, you can do Control V to paste that paragraph at the end of your document.
and then you don't even have to scroll and look for the end of the document.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to scroll and look for the end because that's not efficient.
No, that's what I did. My question.
I had a question
Yeah.
from my homework, so
Yeah.
when I was writing this one stuff there, and then a word was in bold, so I
Yes.
could go Control B, and then this particular word was in bold, but
Yes.
then how did I quickly get out of it without going up here and clicking to,
Yeah, you can't really.
you can?
So this is interesting. This is really important. Well, this is really important to remember. When you're creating a document, it's best to put in all of the text, everything you're going to write. You're going to write a letter.
Yeah.
It's best to do the formatting afterwards. Because if you're doing the formatting as you're writing, okay, let's say, okay, I want to make the next sentence bold. So you do Control B for bold. As long as you don't have something highlighted. In other words, let's look at this one here. I think we should just do it as an example.
Bumper cars.
You're very excited.
No.
So now nothing is highlighted right now. So if nothing is highlighted and I hit Control B for bold, it means that I've made this cursor so that from everything now onwards is going to be bold. So everything's going to be bold from then on. And then it's unfortunate because then you have to do Control B again to unbold it, to write the rest unbold.
Oh, so you could do that? You just go
Well, I thought you said
without going up there and touching that B up
Oh,
there.
touch that B is the same thing as Control B.
Yeah, but you could go here just...
Oh yeah, sure. You can
Control
always
B
use the
and
hotkeys too.
Oh, okay, so...
Oh, I thought you were saying, is there any way other than that?
No, I thought it was
Okay.
a different hotkey.
So-
I never thought it was the
So
same one.
my point is that if I want to make this paragraph bold, I could do it at the beginning before I type it, but then I have to unbold it again. And if I don't undo the formatting that I've chosen, because right now, notice here that italicize and bold are both selected. So anything I type from now on will be italicized and bold, which can be quite annoying because that's not what I want. So in order to undo all of it, I'd have to go and highlight it, and then I'd have to undo it here, like that.
Yeah.
But so to avoid a pain in the ass, it's important to just highlight later, like do your formatting later,
Oh.
so that it's one less step if you do the formatting later. And it's also annoying when you change the formatting and then it keeps changing the format. A lot of people run into this where they're writing their next paragraph and it's still got all of the formatting that they've changed. Now the other thing that we can do with this is I can change the font, right, as well? So you can choose different fonts. But if I change the font, so if I go to the end of the document and I change the font here, oh, I want this font. So I type something, but then it stays that way. And a lot of people end up with documents that have constant changing formatting. So it's important to do, all I'm saying is it's important to do the formatting afterwards instead of before. It just saves time. So if I'm writing a letter to the editor, I'm going to write the letter, and then I'll go back and I'll put in the bold and I'll make something bigger for the title. I'll go do that later. Instead of doing it at the beginning, because then you have to do twice as many key clicks if you do it while you're typing. Better to go back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does make sense, but I wrote this whole text here, and I just did it however it came up.
Right. So for
Whenever
this,
you see this, I just, when this was bold
Sure.
and italic and this underlined,
yes.
I
So you have
just
to click
wrote
twice for each one, right?
Well, no, but I did it right up here all
I
the
see.
time, you know, to
Yes,
undo
right.
it, because I didn't know that you could just click it twice to get out, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So you
And
can
then
always use
this
the
I
hotkeys.
didn't get in where it was here, so.
Was this
What
from
else?
last week?
Yes, that was from last week.
So I just
How
wrote.
come mine is?
Oh yeah, you have it. It was on yours.
Just click art exercise. And then it said type the following, so.
Oh, okay.
I guess Control N is.
Maybe you didn't, because I do
It's
double
just on the
pages
left
to
side,
save
yeah.
paper.
It's just,
So maybe you looked like that and didn't notice this side.
okay, 'cause
Oh, I did that.
Okay.
and then it
And
went
then-
down here, but then I didn't go further.
Which part did you miss?
The second page.
This? No.
Or
This?
yeah, that one.
Oh.
She missed the second page there. Yeah.
But I don't know what you're talking about. This document.
She did that one, but she didn't do that other one.
Go
Oh,
further.
we were supposed to do this.
Yes.
Oh.
You're supposed to make that look exactly like your document. You're just basically gonna type everything that's there.
I
just
didn't
the way
do
that it
this
shows.
either. I'll do this tonight then.
Okay. And
After class, wow.
Or no, not tonight.
so
Control, this one, Control X is cut, and then Control what is copy? Control,
Control X is cut, Control C is copy, and Control V is paste. Now, the next thing I want us to do, if there's any questions about anything we talked about yet? Okay. Okay, the next thing I want us to do is, we're gonna title something, and we're gonna center a title, we're gonna say, we're gonna give a title to the next document, and so we're gonna create a new document. Now, what is the hotkey to create a new anything? Let's take a guess.
And Control N.
Yeah, that's right, Control N is new anything. Doesn't matter what it is, Control N will always create a new document, or a new WordPress, anything, a new web page, a new graphic. So any program you're in, Control N would be new.
Oh, well, that's good, because I wanted to know that last night when I did my homework.
Yes.
So after it was done, I just closed the whole thing and then started it up again.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so Control N is new.
oh yeah.
There you are. Now you have a new document.
If you choose to.
So this, what is this? Like, I
Well,
don't-
the idea there is to just write it out exactly as it looks.
just write this?
Everything that's on that whole page.
Oh, right. All of this.
You're gonna type it all and then make it look just the way it looks there. In other words, so you notice how this is centered and this is highlighted in a certain color.
Okay.
That's how mine looks now.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you manage to highlight and make something red. Notice when you highlight something, you can change the color of it.
How did you
Yeah.
get that in the exercise?
So you just want us to
I
open
choose
up,
to
make a
write
new
Oh.
document?
Yeah,
That-
with the Control
just
N
the
key.
way-
So, but
Yeah,
first I have to
from
get
here
into
on.
Word, right?
Yeah, you have to be in Word, but you were in Word.
Just
That's,
from here
Yeah,
on,
that's
I
good.
so open Word up again.
writing this
What
the
did
way
we-
it was. And then I played around a bit and tried stuff.
Oh, and then we did
So
the
when I
other
press Control
side
N,
too.
it just looks exactly like that.
That's exactly right.
The other side?
Because you already had a new one, but you had an old one. I'm just going to open up the old one. If I right click, I can open up your old one. While you're in the old one, hit Control N, because Control N means open up a new document.
Oh, okay.
And you've still got the old one open,
Yeah, okay.
so you can switch over to it if you want to. So now that we have a new document, so yeah, you're going to try hit Control N on yours, because we're going to keep that other one open. Perfect. Now we're going to type names of animals. So type names of animals.
As a heading? Or-
Yes, so that'll be a title. All you have to do is type names of animals and press enter.
Okay.
So you're gonna write verbatim names of animals, press enter.
Oh, you don't want us to type press enter.
No, sorry.
No, okay. Verbatim you said, and I'm like,
Well, names of animals,
okay.
and then press enter. Perfect. Now, I want you to type different names, different animals, and then press enter after each animal. So like monkey, squirrel, robin, whatever. So think of 10 animals. So after each animal, you're gonna press enter. That is if you can think of 10 animals.
Oh my god, how couldn't you? Is frog an animal?
Think of like the Sahara
Yes.
Desert. Think of like all the different types of animals you'd see in the Sahara. Or the rainforest, or yeah,
Cat, dog.
or the plains. Yeah, for sure.
What else?
Or in the swamp.
Lion, giraffe.
You got 10 animals?
Yeah.